to check those out.
Oh yeah, they're highly recommended. So yeah, hip flexors for show. All right, I think we are about time to get started. We have a few other folks joining us. Maybe they'll just catch the replay later. So I'm going to go ahead and mute you, friends. And yeah, we're going to begin on our backs today. Make sure you have at least one block nearby for this practice. If you like to have more props, please feel free to gather everything that you like. Just come on down to your back. Let the body just land right here exactly as it is. Maybe the eyes are closing. Maybe you just soften your gaze directly above you. And just notice the way that the body is held here by your mat, the floor, the earth. And if it would feel nice, take your hands and place them somewhere on your body, somewhere maybe on your belly or up on your heart. And feel the body being breathed. The way the inhale draws in through the nose, fills up the lungs, expands the ribs, lifts the chest. And the way the exhale empties you out by drawing the low belly in and up. The natural rise and fall. Well, practice Dirga Pranayama today. It's also sometimes called 3-part breath, where we sort of split the inhale and the exhale up into thirds. In the first third of your inhale, imagine filling up the low belly, pausing. And the second third, expanding the ribs, filling up the second third, pausing. And then the last third, lifting the chest, filling it all the way up to your collarbones and pausing at the top, fully filled. And then emptying out in reverse, the chest empties. The ribs begin to draw in. And then the belly lasts. Pausing all the way in that emptiness before you take it in again. Breathing for 1/3. Your second third. And the last. Exhaling in reverse. Really draw the belly in before you begin again. Take about 3 more rounds on your own, at your own pace. Whenever you have finished yours, just let the breath return to your own natural rhythm. And just notice. Inviting this extra grounding in while feeling the force of power rise up just underneath. Take a bend to your knees and let the arms begin to spread out into a T. Palms rolled down so that the palms press into the floor. Bending the knees, placing the soles of the feet on the earth, and then walk your feet as wide as the mat. Let the knees fall into each other. Gently rock your head from side to side. Keep that gentle rock of the head, letting the muscles of the neck stretch. And then the next time that your head swivels over to the right, let the knees fall to the left. Pause there and take one full breath in. Drawing more of that power up from the earth through the palms. And begin to return to center, chin and knees, and then switch everything up and over to the other side. Taking that full inhale and exhale to be right here. Next way, come on up to center. Throw the knees into your chest. Just hug them in. Allow the hips, the spine, and the shoulders to remain heavy on the earth. And so each hand has one knee, and just start to take big outward circles with your knees. Letting your arms and hands largely do most of the work here. Big circles drawing up through the center and out wide. And then switch directions after a few rounds. And then we'll begin to just send the heels up to the sky. Go ahead and open your eyes here. And you can keep your hands sort of wrapped around the back of your thighs if that feels more secure for you, or you can just let the hands come down to the floor. Open your eyes, take a look at your toes as you draw them back toward the shins and reach out through the heels. Feel the low belly scoop in and lengthen the spine. And begin pointing and flexing into the feet, stretching along the tops of the feet. Maybe you even roll the ankles around a couple of times. And begin to bend the knees, bring the feet to the earth, heels down near the hips. And we'll take 3 rounds of just some nice, easy rolling bridges here. So just begin to tuck the tailbone, lift and rise the hips. Keep squeezing in the glutes all the way down. Try to let the hips land last. And then just rolling on up. You don't have to go as high as you always go. You can just kind of experience what the body is feeling here as you roll through. And take one more. And then we'll begin to rock and roll. Take the hands behind the knees, kick into the heels. Give it a few times, giving a nice massage along this whole spine. Still kind of keeping this easy, lazy action here. And then when you get up to the top, bring the soles of the feet together, knees out wide, hinge forward at the hips. Maybe you have a little sway here, side to side. You might even walk the hands out ahead of you and walk them around, allowing this stretch to come on into the back. And come all the way up, sit up nice and tall. Feel the low belly draw in and up toward supporting the heart space. Lift the ears right over the shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Take a deep, slow breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, let out a gigantic sigh, like you're fogging up a mirror. Use your hands to close the legs and start to make your way onto hands and knees. I'm just going to turn around so that I can get a better look at you. Just begin to line yourself up here, wrists, shoulders, and elbows up in line with each other. Knees right underneath the hips, and spread the fingers really wide. Long in the spine. Make sure the heart is resting somewhere between the shoulders. It's not sort of reaching up toward the sky, and it's not sinking down between. It's right in between, right in the middle. And then we'll begin moving through our cow and our cat. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the crown of the head and the tailbone. As you exhale, tuck and round here, arching the spine, puffing up the upper back, press the tops of the feet into the mat. Inhale again, dropping the belly and the heart, lifting the crown. Maybe you open your eyes and look up. Exhale to tuck and round. Take a few more rounds on your own. Feel free to close the eyes and invite some organic movement in, whatever feels good in the body. Bringing in this sense of freedom to encompass all that is you. Using about 3 or 4 more rounds of breath to feel evened out. We'll go ahead and start tucking the toes under, allowing that stretch to come into the soles of the feet. And right here, walk the hands toward the front of the mat. You might just allow the heart to sink here. You might bring the forehead all the way down. If you have really wide open shoulders, they might allow you to kind of bring the chin to the mat, but I would invite you here to allow the stretch to happen right around the heart, right behind the heart and thoracic spine. And then breathe in deeply, allow the ribs to expand. From here, we're going to take a little spinal roll to lower the hips all the way down. So begin by lifting and rounding in the upper back. Bring the hips all the way down and then come all the way down. Allowing your hands maybe to rest underneath your forehead, lengthen the back of your neck. Bend into the knees and windshield wiper the legs. Laziest windshield wipers there ever were. Allowing this little massage into the front of the thighs, quadriceps. Maybe you make some big circles. Then begin to lay the legs long. Begin to draw the heels toward each other. Like you got one long leg. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders. In fact, drag them back just a little bit so that your palms are flat and the elbows are kind of reaching up and back like little wings. And on your next inhale, press into the tops of the feet so much that the knees lift. Press the pubic bone into the earth. Squeeze the glutes and let the heart lift and float. Little to no weight in the hands here. Everything along the back of the body working to stretch the front of the body. One more inhale here. Exhale, lower down nice and slow. Take two more just like that with your breath. Inhale, low and lift. Exhale, come on down. Inhale. Don't forget to squeeze the glutes, one long leg here. And come all the way back down from here. Press the hips back to the heels. Child's pose with knees together. Allowing the entire spine to lengthen and breathe in. Open the mouth, let it go. Spread the fingers wide and commit the palms as you start to lift the hips all the way up into your downward facing dog and walk it out. Notice the body here, just checking in. The parts of you that need a little bit more love today, whether they are physical or emotional. Allowing it all to be here. Allow the stillness to come in. Heels both reaching toward the floor. You may have a little bend in your knees as you tip the tailbone up and back. Press once more into the palms to lengthen the spine. Take a deep inhale. Open the mouth, let it go. Start to tiptoe the feet to the top of the mat. Take as many steps as you like. You can be as lazy and sloth-like here as you want. This whole practice can be soft and easy. Nothing to force, nothing to be. When you get here, ragdoll. Grab hold of opposite elbows, sway from side to side. And as you're ready, we'll release the fingertips to the earth. Heel toe the feet together so that the toes might touch. And inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Take your thumbs to the hip creases or just the palms to the top of your thighs and lengthen out through here. So you're creating a little bit of your own traction. Make sure your weight is mostly in the balls of your feet. Sometimes I have a tendency to lean back into my heels here. And let your next exhale bend into the knees, soften and fold. Bend deeply into the knees, roll all the way up to stand, hands to the sky. Reach up. And exhale, hands land together in front of the heart. Pausing here for a moment to consider your surroundings. Maybe even looking around with your eyes without moving your head, just sort of looking all around with your eyes, waking them up. Allowing the light in, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, digging the heels down into the earth, and lifting the crown of the head last. Release the hands, breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, take the hands high, look up. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold all the way down. Inhale, lift and lengthen, find that nice long back. Exhale, plant the hands and step both feet back, plank pose here. Really strong plank here. Make sure that you're not sticking your booty up in the air. You're not really bending in the knees unless you want to bring them all the way down. You're also not curving too much in the upper back. There is a slight hollow body happening here, but once you find that strength in the shoulders, soften the heart to the front edge of your mat, allowing the rest of the body to come in line. Breathe in here at the top. And exhale, lower everything down. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift and shine the heart. This time you might even float the feet. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale, lower down. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Take one full breath in to be right here. Open the mouth, let it all go. Inhale, sweep the right leg high to the sky. Bend that knee and open the hip. Maybe a couple of big circles would feel good. Maybe flipping the dog would feel good here. Take whatever you like. And then as you become ready, let's go ahead and shift forward. Step that right foot all the way to the top of the mat. Lower the left knee. Untuck the toes, and the hands come up to that right knee. So really drawing that right hip back and the left hip forward, allowing this stretch to come along the front of the left hip. You can choose to keep the hands right here or take them up overhead. Keep actively pressing that right foot into the floor to keep the body from just sinking into this deep lunge, unless, sometimes you want to sink for just a breath and then come in and build that strength. Relax the shoulders, breathe it in. And as you exhale, both hands to the earth. Tuck the back toes, sweep that right leg all the way up and back, three-legged dog. And exhale, drop the right toes. Breathing here, downward facing dog. You have another option of rolling forward to plank and flowing through, or you can stay right here. You choose. Coming back to your downward facing dog, inhale the left leg high. And again, bend that knee, open the hip. Allow it to bring some juice into that left hip. Maybe you're flipping your dog if that feels appropriate for you. One more breath. And then we'll step your left foot all the way up. Lower the right knee, untuck the toes. And same thing here. Pull that left hip crease back, right hip forward. Hands might stay, or you can take them up overhead. Wherever you need to be, breathe here. If you're taking the hands up over your head, really draw the shoulders. Allow them to relax away from the ears. Steady inhale. And exhale. One more breath in. And exhale, both hands down, left leg to the sky, downward facing dog, three-legged. Left foot reaches the floor. Again, one more option of rolling forward to your plank and lowering as you like, or hang out in your down dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Bend into your knees and walk your hands back to your feet. Heel toe the feet out to the sides of your mat. We're coming to lower the hips to Malasana. So you're going to have your feet angled out so you can drop the hips down. Yeah, so you might find that you want to widen your stance a little bit more, or maybe even keep it closer together. And another option here is to take a block underneath your hips. What we want to look for is not rounding into the back. So try to lengthen through the spine and then take the palms together. Use the elbows to press into the outsides of your feet. And then try to open the arms wide. So I'm going to come just to face you. So open the arms wide. That kind of can help lengthening and lifting out through the crown. And you might feel those glutes start to engage, maybe even lifting them an inch or two. Find a little bit of peace and ease here. See if you can broaden the front of your chest a little bit more. And as you exhale, let's release. Walk the hands back out, step the feet together, plank pose. And lower all the way down. Let's untuck the toes. Take the hands just wider than the mat, elbows bent up to the sky. Nice high and wide cobra. Inhale, lift and roll up. Exhale, rolling down. Let the chin come last. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, roll down. One more just like that. We're going to stay at the top here. And we'll drop that right shoulder, look up and over the left. Inhale to center. Drop the left, look up and over the right. On back to center. Both hands land underneath the shoulders. One child's pose breath. Feel the length and the width of your back. Slow and steady inhale. And let it all go. Lifting your way up, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg to the sky. Exhale, we're just going to step it all the way to the top of the mat like we did before. Back knee lowers. Keep those toes tucked under this time. As you inhale, hands up to the sky. Relaxing the shoulders, feeling that activation rise up through both legs, squeezing into your left glute. Soften the back of your neck. It's so long, you're lifting your crown. Bring the palms together as you come into a twist here. Left elbow comes to the outside of the right knee. And you can stay right here as you open your twist, or you can lift that back knee. You choose whatever flavor you're going for today. Allow for the making up of your mind to be certain, right? Like, I chose this, I don't know if it's right, but I'm doing it, and that's the practice. Beautiful. Take one more slow breath where you are. And as you exhale, both hands come to the inside of that right foot. You might keep the back knee lifted, you might lower it down as you start to heel to the right foot out, coming into our lizard. And as always, there are many options here. You can stay up on your hands. You might come down onto your forearms. Just allow the body to breathe here. Take one more breath. Let it go. Begin to come on up to your hands. Rock the hips back so you're finding a sort of turned out half split here. And then you're going to walk the hands over to the left of your mat, sweeping the left foot back to like behind you and drawing the right toes toward that long edge of your mat. Come on up, coming to gate pose. So take your hands to your hips, make sure they're level here. They're both aiming to the front, and make sure that that right heel is not behind your hip. So mine has a tendency to want to go back. So just kind of walk it forward if that's the case. And then take the arms up overhead. Gentle, like a tree, swaying side to side. Just start to sway over toward that right foot. And then swaying over to the left. Just allowing this fluid nature, gentle side to side. And if you want to hang out on one side, please feel free. I will say if you take that right hand down, try to resist the urge to put a lot of weight onto that right knee. The hand can just stay right in front of it to resist. And then we'll all come on down to the left hand. Right foot can stay planted, or you can lift it up. Breathing here, you might reach that right hand up overhead. And the last option I'll give here is to bend into that knee, grab a hold of the top of the foot, and breathe into that thigh. Slowly release. Don't slingshot, just let that foot go. Come all the way up and over. And we're just going to slowly make our way back to the front of the mat. Step it back into your plank pose or downward facing dog. You choose how much movement you take here. So if you want to take another vinyasa, go for it, or just take a couple of breaths in your down dog. I'm just going to turn my dog around so that I can stay facing you. Inhale, left leg high. And exhale, step it all the way up, lowering the right knee. Arms to the sky. And taking your twist here, prayer hands come down to the heart and the right elbow crosses over to the left knee. Continue squeezing into the right glute and keep trying to line your heart up with your thumbs. Yes. Yeah, rolling that left shoulder back and down. Yeah. And imagine like a turtle coming out of its shell here, so lifting out through the crown. Yeah. Breathe in. And exhale to release. Both hands to the inside of that left foot, heel toe it on out. Find your lizard variation on this side. Steady stream of breath, allowing the body to experience the shape all through. Where can you soften, create a little bit more space to build strength? And slowly begin to release, rock the hips back. And then start to walk over. This time to the other side, coming into our gate pose with left leg extended, coming up on the right knee. Breathing here, level out your hips, and then take the hands up, and again, just that gentle swaying, allowing this sort of fluid nature of your spine, side to side. Good, and if you want to take that little dip over to the left, again, try not to put any weight onto that left hand, just reach up and over with the right. And come all the way down to that right hand. Finding that supported side plank. Left hand can come up by the bicep, left foot can float up. You might just be sort of playing between two shapes. And if you want to bend for that foot and quad stretch, breathe. Taking your gaze down to your hand. If you're holding onto the foot, can be a really nice release in the neck. And as you're ready to release, left foot comes down, come all the way up and over, make your way back to the front of your mat. Downward facing dog. Inhale high onto the toes and start to walk your feet all the way up to the top of your mat. When you get there, fold in. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, bow it down. Inhale, rise all the way up, squeeze the legs, take the arms. And exhale, hands together in front of your heart. Balancing sequence. If you want to be near a wall, you're going to want to be able to just place your hand there. So we're going to start on the left leg. So I'm going to start with my left hand on the wall and just hug that right knee into your chest. Try to still remain standing up nice and tall. And I'll tell you, another option to use the wall here is if you want to just come right up, leaning up against the wall, hugging it in. So you choose where you want to be. And then we'll begin to open gently the right knee out. Keep squeezing into your standing leg. Start to close it on back up. We're going to take one more just like that. You have the option of taking the peace fingers to your big toe if you would like to try the extended version. Continue standing up very tall And then open that right foot out. From here, we're coming to tree pose. Take that right foot to the inside of your thigh, your calf, or your ankle. Rooting down through your left foot. You can take hands to heart. You can try to take both hands up. And again, you can try to play with that sort of blowing in the wind. Letting the arms sort of travel around you. Last breath here. As you release, try to hug that right knee into your chest once more. And then slowly, with control, take it down. Inhale, take the hands up just to wipe the slate clean. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and back. Coming all the way up to stand. Setting up for the other side here. And again, if you're using the wall, you can just turn around. And as you stand strong on the right leg, hug your left knee in. Breathing, try to stand a little taller as if you have a wall behind you. And then gently open the knee out. Very controlled, draw it back in. Taking it out once more, you have the option of peace fingers to the big toe. I'm not gonna take it on this side because I have a hamstring that likes to be very tight. As you take it out on the side, set up for your tree. And again, the wall is your best buddy. Send the hands up or around, or maybe even you take the hands behind you. Explore this shape, explore what it is to be rooted and to bend with the wind because of that grounding. Last couple of breaths here. And as you start to release, hug that left knee in once more. Slowly lower, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, fold it all the way down. Inhale, lift to lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back, last little vinyasa here. Take it or leave it. Landing in your downward facing dog. Take one full big inhale. Open the mouth, let it all go. Come high onto the toes, lower the knees to the earth. Begin to make your way onto your back. Coming all the way down, hug your knees to your chest. And again, start making those big hip circles here. This might feel different than it did at the start of class. It might feel the same, and that's okay too. Begin to allow the feet to make their way down to the earth. Palms down by the hips. We're going to take a few more rounds of bridge. Slowly tuck the tailbone, press into the heels. Lift the hips one vertebrae at a time. Keep squeezing in the glutes. Keep the throat nice and open. So if it feels like tight and constricted in the throat, you might just come down a little bit. Take a low, steady breath here. And then begin to gently lower the hips down. That is our first of 3. For the second round, gently, maybe you walk your feet in closer. Press into the heels, lift the hips. You might feel really good where you are here. You might want to take the hands together underneath the shoulders. And if you're coming up onto your shoulders, even if you're not coming onto your shoulders, you might want to play with a little bit of balance here. Gently lifting one knee, maybe extending the foot. And switching sides. This one will definitely show you if you have any imbalances in like between right and left. I definitely do. Take one more breath in this balanced open. And then begin to release. Let the hips land last. Just let the knees rock over side to side here. We have one more option. Actually, technically, I guess it's 2 options because you can take both of them if you want. One is your restorative option using the block, taking it underneath your hips, especially if you would like to release the front of your hip flexors. This one can be really nice to lengthen and extend the legs. And just allow yourself to be there, and please just stay as long as you like here. The other option, if you are still feeling the need for a little bit more action, taking any of the prior options or taking the hands over the shoulders for wheel. Taking a few more rounds of breath wherever you are. If you are up into your wheel, come on down and allow the body to rest either with the hips on the block or the spine long on the mat. Take a very, very big breath in. Fill all the way up and see if you can drink in just a little bit more. And open the mouth, let it all go. If you have your hips up on the block still, gently lift them so that you can remove the block. Lower the hips all the way down. Take a deep breath in here just to let the spine know pure stillness. And draw the knees into the chest. Open the soles of the feet to the sky. Happy baby here. Grab hold of the outsides of your feet or maybe your ankles. And just kind of move around here in whatever way feels good. Maybe you're rocking side to side. Maybe you're playing with straightening one leg and then the other. One option that I like is to keep hold of the outside of the feet and then close the knees. This allows the hips to be lifted off of the floor, unless you have super open hamstrings, they might still be on the floor. But then you're just going to start using the strength of your arms to round the feet up over your head, rounding the spine. And then release everything down. Yogi's choice here, moving into a twist. I will offer the twist that is my current favorite of lifting the hips. Shift them over to the right a couple of inches. Draw the knees into the chest and then let them swivel over and down, stacking the hips, stacking the knees and stacking the ankles, arms out to a T. If you have another twist in your practice that would feel really, really good for you here, please take that. Slow and steady stream of breath. Allowing the mind to focus only on the sensation happening in the body. Good, bad, indifferent. Without attaching a story or a judgment to it, just allowing it to rise up. And then breathing in deeper to make more space. Releasing here, draw the knees up. Hips shift to center and then over to the left. Draw the knees up and over. And allow the spine to twist. Allow the body to grow softer and heavier. Notice the sounds of your breath entering and leaving the body. Begin to unwind. Lengthen the spine, lengthen the legs, stretch the arms up overhead. Stretch the body very, very long. Breathe in. And exhale, knees to chest. Start making your way into Shavasana. If there's any last shape that feels required, please move through that and allow the body to experience its own agency here. You can take Shavasana in the classic corpse pose, lengthening the legs. Or if you'd like, bring the soles of the feet together and the knees bend out wide, and a Supta Baddha Konasana variation. And then just allow the body to soften bit by bit. Allowing the eyes to close if that feels good to you. Allowing everything to drop in. Resting the whole body. If you would like to stay here, please feel free. If you're ready to come on back, begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Allow the breath to deepen. And start to curl yourself up onto your favorite side. Pausing as you like. In gratitude and grace for this practice of coming home to yourself in whatever shape, form, or fashion it looks day to day. And then press your way up into a nice tall seat. Gather the palms together in front of your heart and you bow your chin to your chest, bowing to the light deep within you. That same light is in me and in every other living thing. May all beings everywhere be happy, be healthy, and be free from harm. May the thoughts, actions, and words I take and speak and think contribute in some way to that freedom and happiness for all. And thank you so much for sharing your practice with me this morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Om Shanti.